Hello everybody. Let's start the August garden update. August 2021. Here are the black-eyed peas. We have picked them at this point. This will be the fourth time coming up. So they're ready to pick again. And some of them are getting a little wilt and dying off, but that's this time of year, that's what happens. This pepper plant's been producing fine. The sweet potatoes are still doing their thing. Been getting a pretty good amount of okra. There's my sunflowers. They're doing their thing, big ones and little ones. That tall one's waving. As of August 16th, 2021, this is our rainfall. 3 1/4 inches. That's exceptional for August. We usually get 0 rain. Here's the lemon balm from this angle this month. And everything up that way is just not much to see up there right now. Here are the 4 o'clock plants. The upper deck is blooming pretty heavily now as well. And here is my section of grass that was not treated for armyworms, and I sprayed last Friday, and the grass is already beginning to green back up. Here's a look at the sunflowers from this side. They've done fairly well. Here are the tomatoes. They're looking great after that rain we had. There's another 4 o'clock there. I need to take that one out. It's kind of in the way there, that tomato plant. But here's what's really growing well now is the okra. After I get done recording this portion of the video, I'm going to be harvesting this okra. Nice big pods on every plant. Look at all that in there now. Very nice to see that. And then here's these sunflowers over here. The last 3 are getting ready to bloom. These melons are growing. I think I saw some small ones starting. Let's see what they're looking like. Yeah, there's one there. So I'm hoping we'll get some honeydew melon, because I sure do like those. There's this cluster of tomatoes. They're still making tomatoes as bad as they look. And right there, fresh tomatoes. Cucumbers are about done. Pull those up and put some broccoli or something there. Here's this okra up here. It's making full steam ahead now. I've got some squash planted in this enclosure, trying to keep the squash vine borer moths out of it. That's a challenge to do that. Ooh, look at there. That's got a Roma tomato on it. So we're making tomatoes again. And then here's this last black-eyed pea planting. It's making quite a bit now. More okra. And here's a sunflower that's done. That thing's huge. That's got to be 10 inches in diameter at least. Here's this bed. I'm going to be working on it, and we'll get a before and after. I'm going to tidy it up. There's some wildlife right there. Good to see the wildlife. Here's this fire bush. It's finally about in full bloom. So that means the hummingbirds will be here pretty soon. I'm going to come around over here. This cluster of flowers is looking pretty nice on this side. Too bad that's not on the side where I can see, but that's okay. And we're still gradually filling in on this jasmine. These zinnias are in full bloom now. They're looking quite lovely. This bed here starting to bloom in again. It's looking pretty good. The moss rose is beginning to bloom pretty well too. That likes the hot summertime. And here's a look from this side. How big the transplanted fire bush is getting now. It should start blooming pretty soon. It's a close up of some of the flowers planted in here. And there's that. And here's what the caladiums and everything are looking like. I have got to get these live oak saplings cut out again. That's a constant battle. But let's come over here and look at this. This is my favorite flower in the garden. It's called a naked lady. Here's a quick look at the backyard. Not too terribly much going on back here. It's just holding its own. Typical August backyard. Don't know if the camera picks this up, but there's got to be 25 or so of these big green beetles flying around. They're everywhere. I don't know if I could catch one or not. The other day I was showing these green beetles flying around. I finally managed to catch one. This is what it looks like. All it wants to do is go hide. But they're interesting looking. Kind of iridescent looking on the underside. You usually see about one or two of them, and that tends to signal the end of summer when these things start flying around. But I have never seen this many. Now that we're getting late into the summer, this tree's blooming pretty nicely. But the only problem is these petals fall on this sidewalk and I have to sweep it every day. But this should wrap up my August 2021 garden update. I don't see much else happening the remainder of this month. Take a look at this. This is kind of fizzling out a little bit. We'll get some blooming in this pretty soon. Looks to me like I've got some spider mites. I need to spray those. Well, this here should wrap up the month of August. Got a little retainer wall work I'm working on right now. And I'm going to put squash in here when I get done with this. Got to go buy a couple of timbers. I used what I had on hand first, as wood is so expensive right now. Might as well just use what I've got and put the nicer stuff on the top that will show. Here's one more look at the okra. The blooms are open in the morning, so they put on a nice show. And then I have my fall broccoli and cabbage planted. I tilled in some cow manure and mulched with peat moss, and they seem to be just happy with that. So once again, this has been August 2021 garden update. Thank you for watching.